Like and subscribe right now, or this will be in your bed tonight. Hello and welcome back to ProRevenge. Before we start, please scroll down and click the like and subscribe button. This means that you will get more videos from me. It's free and it really helps me out. Thank you if you have subscribed, as you have made my day. A customer decided to insult me and my coworkers during an its support call recently found this sub and thought this story belonged here. Some background. I work at a company that primarily supports hotel Wi-Fi, and taking calls from guests needing help connecting is part of that. Part of my job at the time of this happening was being an escalation point for unresolved guest problems. One time roughly 2 years ago, there was some huge hurricane going through Florida, so a lot of our hotels in Alabama and northern Florida were packed with people evacuating their homes. Most people staying at these hotels were bringing most of their possessions as well. Anyways, I got a message from the guest support team asking me to take a call from one of these guests from Florida, so I could help them connect the dozen or so devices they had to the Wi-Fi. For some reason they were refusing to connect, and tier 1 support couldn't resolve it. I start talking to the guy, and he is immediately hostile towards me, and gave the whole I know what I'm doing, tech savvy shtick. I shrugged it off and, after about 30 minutes I was able to get every single one of his devices connected. After that he was still incredibly pissed off, and started ranting about how incompetent the employees he had been previously talking to were, and being upset at me that I took so long to get his shit connected too. I forget most of the profanity he was spewing at me, but I'll never forget him saying your techs are worthless. You should hang them from their fucking intestines. At this point I should just hung up on him, but I froze up a little and let him continue. He ended up insisting that I help him set up his Plex server, which is against the hotel's TOS, since he could potentially be using it to stream movies illegally. I finally got my manager involved, and we called the GM of the hotel and brought her up to speed while the guest was on hold. I got her conferenced into the call and immediately she began chewing him out and telling him he cannot talk to their support staff this way and that we had other more considerate guests to be assisting. He tried defending himself, telling her how long we took, but she was not having it and told him he had 2 hours to get all of his belongings and leave or she would call the police. I'm not sure why she let me stay on the call for this long. But this guy begged her to let him stay since he had just finished lugging everything he owned into his room and every other hotel around was booked. She didn't budge however, and after scolding the guy some more she told me I could disconnect. Never in my life had I seen justice delivered so swiftly. This is the story I always tell people when talking about crazy support calls. Please remember this the next time you consider blowing up at tech support staff. TL. Doctor, I took a tech support call from a guest at a hotel who had to keep all of their possessions there temporarily due to a hurricane, and they were so profane and rude that I called the GM of the hotel who had them kicked out with nowhere to go. Stealing my notes? Guess who won't graduate high school? I first posted in on nuclear revenge, though I think it's not that drastic, so I thought here was more fitting. So, this happened in 2018 when I graduated high school. A quick overview of the Swiss school system. Normally, you go to school until 9th grade. If you want to go to university later, you change to grammar high school from 8th to 12th grade. I decided to study and went to high school. Also, in Switzerland, my state, canton, at least, everything under 75% is a fail. We have a really strict thing going on there. There I quickly became friends with Chelsea, my now girlfriend, and Alicia. Alicia is the kind of person that is funny if you don't have her around too much. She is always the victim. She can only talk about herself, etc. But if you spend too much time with her, you are a mess. She is also never responsible for things happening to her because she grew up in the foster care system, whatever. So, this happened about 2 months before our finals. Now, graduating means passing the finals obviously, but not only them. The finals are half of your eventual grade. The other half is your last report card. If I had an A in my final English exam, but a C in my last report card, my eventual grade would be a B, and so on. Alicia really struggled with that because her last report card wasn't that good. She had to excel in most of the subjects to graduate. So you would think she'd write as many notes as possible and study pretty early, right? Nope. She procrastinated until 2 months before our finals, while I and Chelsea studied our butts off. Now, I always was the girl who offered her notes in our class group chat in case someone was interested. This gets important later. We had a fairly long list of things we had to be able to use in maths, and I wrote notes for every single topic and kept it in a folder in my locker. Only put some of them on the group chat just when someone was asking about a certain topic. One day, I went to my locker and they weren't there. I was freaking out. I spent weeks on writing them. I looked for them for an entire week and had approximately 3 panic attacks because I thought I wouldn't pass now and had to do all of it again. That's when Alicia casually told me that she took them the other day when I asked her to get a book from my locker. She actually hadn't planned to tell me at all because it's not like you'd need them anyway. You had them long enough. If you didn't make copies, it's not my fault. The blatant entitlement was enough for me to come up with a plan. A vicious plan. Not only had she stolen my notes, if I hadn't bothered her so much with it, she wouldn't have even told me she had taken them. She was only a high school friend anyway, and I knew I'd never do anything with her again once we graduated, so frankly, I didn't give a single crap about what would happen to her. Her entitled self-centered way was enough for me to finally burst. I apologized for making drama. It's okay, you just are like that sometimes. I was about to lose it and just continued my school day. Now, Alicia kept calling me about notes etc. Even before that, especially my notes for various books. She'd chosen the same books, so she didn't have to study extra. I started to give her a wrong analysis and started to fake notes. Obvious enough to figure out they were wrong if she'd think herself, but not too obvious. If she'd read the books she'd know it's bullshit. I did the same with our English books. And French. She already had my maths notes too. I couldn't fake those, but I could fake German, French, English, chemistry, physics and psychology. Now, after I invested so much time in faking notes, I watched it all go down a day before graduation. We went into a pub with our teacher to watch a football game I don't even remember, and she distributed our results. I passed with a 5.38 in Switzerland. The grades are from 1 to 6. 6 is best, so about an A. And Alicia went pale 3.21 D. She had failed all of her classes, but maths and psychology. Oops. It seems she really just read my notes. She didn't read the books she was supposed to read. She didn't read our textbooks. I had to hide a grin. My girlfriend thinks to this day it was cruel, but seriously, it was a damper for her entitlement and narcissism. From what I've heard, she is currently trying to repeat the year and try again. Hopefully without stealing her friend's notes. Edit. Thank you to everyone who explained the difference between a cup and a mug. Edit 2. Many are asking me, and no, I don't regret it. To pass her finals she had to study and read her French, German and English books. The task was not to just read the notes and bullshit her way through them. The language finals, the books at least, were done orally. If she had read the books she would have known my notes were not correct, so honestly, her fault. Short, but funny. Alright, this is my first post on Reddit. Here we go. I own my own business with my boyfriend as the manager, retail, and am frequently seen as only an employee, as I'm in my mid-20s and a female. One day, we were particularly busy, and a lady comes in with a bunch of paperwork. I walk over to her and ask how I can help. Well, call her rude for rude lady. BF is my boyfriend, and I'm obviously me. Sorry, it isn't that good, but it's funny to me. Me, how may I help you? Road points at BF and says I'll speak with him. I walk away and begin to eat my lunch. Road decides to interrupt. BF finished a transaction on the register with another customer. Road, hi, I'm here to see if you'd like to do some advertising without radio station. BF, I'll be right with you once I'm finished with the customer. He heard her being rude to me, so he wasn't very polite to her, as he hates because being disrespectful to me. Road, fine, I'll wait. BF finishes transaction and asks what she needs. Road begins to explain the advertising information and prices, and BF stops her and says she'll need to speak to the owner. Road, well, who is that? Aren't you the owner? BF, no, she is, and points to me. Road turns white as a ghost and tries to explain the advertising costs and revenue it could bring to my store. Me, I don't think we would be a good fit. We are going to pass. Road leaves, tail tucked between her legs. I hope she learned from her mistake to not assume young women can own businesses. Thank you all for watching to the end of the video. But before you go, please like and subscribe for more. Not many of you all that watch are subscribed or like the video, and this makes me unsure if I should continue to make more content or not. So if you want more content, please like and subscribe. If you don't want to miss out on any future videos, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button. Also, please give me some feedback in the comment section about what I can do better, because not many people comment on my videos, so I have no idea of people's opinions of thoughts about this YouTube channel. So yeah, that's all from me. If you have subscribed and liked the video, please consider sharing the video with your friends. Thanks and bye. I'm still doing daily uploads, so hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.